I here. This is a reading for the sign of Gemini. We're going to do a Celtic cross spread with the huge tarot deck, and what we see on the bottom of the deck is going to represent what you don't see coming. And once we get an idea of what the general message of this reading is going to be, we're going to pull 3 cards from the shadow deck to see what's going on in your subconscious and to see if there are any further clarifications we might need. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so today we are tuning in to the energy of the sign of Gemini. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising sign, or however else today you choose to identify with the sign of Gemini, you can use that as a way to interpret the messages that are coming through. And as always, if the details of the message do not fit, do not try to force them. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if none of the details are really seeming to fit your life or your situation, that's okay. You can always check your other placements, or you can just stick around and see what's going on in the world of other Geminis. So let us see what messages we get today. I decided to switch up this cycle of readings, and we're using the huge tarot deck today. As I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, this is my first and oldest tarot deck, and it just has a very personal connection with me. I love this deck, so we'll see what it tells us for this cycle of readings. So let's see what it'll tell us today. So are there any things that we should think about? Are there any things that we should meditate upon? Things we can reflect on? Are there any warnings that we need to see? Things that we should look out for or avoid putting our energy into? Or on the other side of that, are there things that we should maybe move towards, things we should try to put our energy into? Maybe there are messages of things that we can try to connect with in our lives that'll make things a little happier or easier or whatever it is that you're looking for in your life. What messages can we get today for those who are trying to tap into the energy of the sign of Gemini? So let us see what the cards have for us today. All right. Feels pretty good. Okay. So let us see what we get today. So we start in the present moment with the Ten of Cups. It's an excellent place to start. So this is usually something in your life. Maybe it is an idealization of what you want to move towards in your life, or maybe it's some person or idea or project or something that just emotionally resonates with you that really makes you feel complete. You know, this is connecting with some sort of desire or passion or goal. And maybe you never actually reach that full, perfect vision that you have in your mind. But this is the feeling that you get when you think about how complete that makes you feel, right? It may never be a feeling that you really, truly touch in your life, but it is a goal that you're always reaching towards. And it's that complete fulfillment that we see at the end of the tunnel that is our life. So a very positive card. So you're probably in a state where you're looking towards some goal and trying to figure out, well, how do I reach that complete fulfillment, that'll make my life feel special and meaningful. Now, what crosses that is the Eight of Pentacles, which is the card of putting in work to build something. So again, I think this Ten of Cups is representing some ideal goal in your life, whatever that is for you. And what is crossing you is the trying to work out exactly how to get there. If this is some career goal that you're trying to reach towards, or maybe you're wanting to have some vision of what your family is going to look like. Maybe you're trying to create some legacy for the family you already have, or creating a family to create a legacy. What you are likely in right now is a state of figuring out, how do you create that perfection? How do you reach that goal What steps do you need to take? What skills do you need to learn? What people do you need to meet and connect with in order to make that happen? So let's get a little bit more of a bigger picture of this story, but that seems to be the general theme so far, is just you have some ideal and you're trying to figure out, well, how do I make this ideal a reality? How do I connect with this passion that is boiling inside of me? We have a Three of Pentacles. We have a Knight of Pentacles. We have Justice. We have the King of Cups, the Hierophant, the Three of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. So I think even more so, this idea of trying to connect with this perfect vision of what you want from your life, I think is even further emphasized by our final card being the Ten of Pentacles. We have this Ten of Cups sort of vision inside of us of what we want to connect with, and over there at the end with the Ten of Pentacles, that is that vision becoming a reality and actually sharing that with the people in our lives that we love and care about. So I really do think this is a message about how do we get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Okay, so let's just get a sense now of the sort of story that's centering around this idea. So we have the Three of Pentacles in your past energy. So I think this is you maybe not fully having visualized what this is that you want to obtain in your life, but sort of building a little bit of the groundwork. So you see here we're trying to reach the Eight of Pentacles. It's the apprenticeship card of trying to learn the skills and putting in the work to achieve this goal. With the Three there, I see that as being sort of the seed being planted of getting into this hard-working mode. It's a card of expansion. It's a card of collaboration and trying to sort of follow a plan for what it is that you want to construct in your world. So I think in the past, this is representative of you sort of beginning to have a vision of something you want to do with your life, but not having it fully clear yet what that vision is going to, what that's going to look like. But I think it's symbolizing also that before you even fully realized what this was that you wanted to build, you were already starting to make connections in your past with people that are going to help you along the way to achieving this goal. And I think the interesting thing here is you don't even or didn't even realize that those are people that were going to come back into your life and help you later. I think this is a symbol of in your past, you were learning things just because you thought they were interesting, or meeting people just because you thought they were like cool, interesting people to talk to. And I think why this is showing up here is that part of the work of the 8 that needs to be done to get to this 10 at the end is reconnecting with those people, calling in those connections that you have from your past and realizing that these are people that can still help me, or maybe they are no longer here, or you don't have the connection with them anymore, but the experiences and the lessons that you learned from connecting with those people is still something that can help you achieve your goals, right? This is the idea that the beginning of your effort had already started before you even knew you were putting effort into this goal you're trying to achieve. Okay, so this is really, we're building up lessons. We're trying to better ourselves without a particular goal in mind. And now I think you're entering a period of your life where you are starting to get an idea of what that goal is. Maybe the Ten of Cups vision that you have has not come into full focus, but I think as you're continuing to develop yourself and your own skills, you're getting a better idea of what this sort of dream that you're moving towards really does look like. So it's starting to come into focus, and that's fantastic. And as that comes into more focus, I think it's going to be even more inspiring for you to want to sort of move in this direction. Once you get an idea of what this is that you want out of your life, again, whether that's a work thing, whether it's starting a family, or just any kind of legacy that you're trying to build, I think once you really get into focus what that Ten of Cups is for you, it's going to be all in on this project, whatever that is. Maybe it's not even a project, just whatever this is for you, you're going to be all in on whatever this is. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles is showing, right? He's holding in his hand there the vision of what he wants to create, and he is going to ride forth on his horse into the direction that is going to help him create whatever this is that he wants to create. Almost to a one-sided, not one-sided, but like single-minded way of trying to achieve this goal. It's like once you figure out what the quest of your life is all about, you're going to want to dedicate all of your time and energy to this. Now, be careful with that. Don't get blindsided by other aspects of your life. But I think what this timeline is saying is that in the past, you did not quite have a vision. Once you achieved clarity, or as you were beginning to achieve clarity on that vision, you're realizing the work that needs to be put into it, and you're going to go forward on that project with everything you have, maybe even for the rest of your life. Once you figure out what your sort of special project of your entire existence is all about, you're going to get this moment of clarity and feel like you're ready to just, everything in some way needs to be helping you achieve that goal. Again, I warn, be careful with that. Don't get blindsided by other aspects of your life. But if you know what you want, then, work towards it. Push towards that goal, and hopefully you'll be able to achieve it with that same level of passion and dedication. Okay? Now, what's happening here on the vertical axis is we have here justice. So, again, I think there is an issue here with almost getting too single-mindedly focused on your task. As I said, put all your work and passion into what you want to create in your life. That is a good thing to do, but make sure that you don't get so pushed into this direction that you're no longer able to sort of balance your other responsibilities. This justice card is saying that you need to seek some level of, once you get this clarity, you need to also make sure that you counterbalance it with your practicality of your existence. Do the things you need to do to achieve your goals. Better yourself in every way possible to move towards your goal, but also make sure that you are not leaving behind other people that you care about. Make sure that you're not neglecting responsibilities that are important for your existence. This is saying balance out your environment. Make sure that from the inside out, this is also in your mental space, make sure that you are keeping your mind grounded so that you can make rational choices as you're able to get closer to the goal you're trying to achieve. And in fact, even though that might feel a little bit like you're pulling away from your goals, you have to make sure that you've got a good foundation to stand on as you're moving into this direction of whatever it is you want to manifest in your life. So that's what this warning is saying inside of you as well as externally to you. Make sure that although everything is sort of fundamentally about moving towards this project you want to achieve, or this goal, or whatever this is for you, make sure that you're grounded and you're continuing to work on yourself and helping the people around you as well. Okay? So now up there with the King of Cups, so this is a card of getting control over your emotions, not letting your emotions control you. So again, in terms of our passion idea that we've got going on here, if you're getting really invested in something, you're getting really excited about it, again, just like the Justice card is saying to stay balanced, make sure that as you are moving through your life that you are presenting yourself in a way that is balanced as well. And I don't mean as a facade. Like, actually make sure that your passion for this project does not consume you. Make sure that, it makes you have that Ten of Cups ultimate fulfillment inside of you, but don't let that sort of absorb you. Use that as something that is sort of an engine that drives you, but make sure that you're still in control of the car as you're moving forward through your life. And I think that's what the King of Cups in this position is trying to tell us, is that as we progress forward into our lives and try to achieve this goal, always make sure you're putting all of your effort into achieving this goal, but not at the expense of other necessities as well. Okay, so this is making sure that your environment and your mental space is well balanced and grounded, and the King of Cups is making sure that you don't let your attachment to this project sort of get away from you, because in fact, if you get a little too obsessive with it, it might actually get to the point where you're actually obstructing your ability to achieve the goal you're trying to accomplish. So be careful with that, okay? So go all in, but like not all in, I guess, is a way of thinking about it, okay? And perhaps that's where you are right now. I mean, here we have the Hierophant, and this is really a card about trying to connect with your higher self, but doing so in maybe a traditional way. But what I'm kind of almost reading more from this in the moment here is that this card is really telling you to not get too dogmatic about your methods, right? Maybe right now, like I said, you really want to achieve this goal, or as you get more focus and clarity on what this goal in your life is, you're going to want to put all of your effort into doing this thing, and that's fine, but make sure that you're keeping an open mind. Make sure that you're being creative about how you achieve this goal. You know, maybe by doing everything the tried and true way, you might end up hitting a brick wall and you might hit some frustration. And if we're not really having that emotional control that the King of Cups gives us, then you might get a little frustrated. You might just throw your hands up and say, well, I'm done. I'm not doing this. So let's not be too dogmatic in our methods. Let's make sure that we're open-minded. Let's make sure that we're adjusting as we move forward with this project, as long as we keep our eye on this prize, though. And as we move forward here into the environment with the Three of Wands, you know, I think this is you really already knowing the path that you need to take. You're moving forward into this direction of trying to accomplish this goal in your life. You feel connected with this project, and I think more things are set in motion with this than you may already have. You may not even be fully aware, right? Like as I said here, with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you've made connections in your past. You've worked with people who have, you know, sort of helped you understand certain things or given you certain skills or opportunities. And I think there might already be some wheels in motion. So another thing to keep in mind about keeping ourselves grounded and balanced as you're moving towards this this thing that you're trying to create or accomplish, remind yourself that that just because you are not actively making an action at every stage does not mean that progress is not occurring. Okay, and this is why I'm saying also, you know, don't get hung up on using too much of a dogmatic approach to, I have to do this to accomplish that, this to accomplish that, this to do that. Let things sort of happen as they're going to. Relax, sit back, enjoy the experience of the journey. Don't give up, move forward, use the Knight of Pentacles. He's determined. When he sees that mountain in the distance and he's like, I'm going to climb that mountain, he's going to get there. But you want to make sure that you're not getting too stuck on a single pathway to get to that mountain. If you want to get there, it's not that you have to take specifically this one way to do it. You just need to learn to navigate the land and use the opportunities provided to you to figure out a strategic way to get to that goal at the top of that mountain. And I think what the Three of Wands in your environment is telling you here is to try and, you know, just embrace the moment, keep an open mind about what's going on, look around in your environment and realize that there are things that are working for you even if you are not actively the hand that is moving them. Now, I'm not saying things are just going to fall in your lap. You have to always be making forward progress, but I really think it's trying to say that you need to relax and let things sort of happen naturally as you move forward, and you'll make much more progress than you will if you try to force your way forward in a fast, quick, you know, impatient sort of mode, okay? I mean, you see here, she's already walked through the gateway. Progress is already being made. It's just a matter now of sort of, you know, establishing our way to the other side of this journey, perhaps, that you're going on. And with the Page of Wands there and the difficulty, again, I think this is the warning that don't get too impatient. Right, the Page of Wands, he's ready to live life. He is ready to move forward and, you know, throw caution to the wind and just experience the passion of fire and just give himself all the way to it. And although you should be putting all of your energy in accomplishing your goal, if you do it with that much sort of reckless abandon, it can lead you into a place where you're not going to get as far as you could have if you had paced yourself and moved in a way that is methodical and strategic. Coming back to the Eight of Pentacles there, I think that another reason why this is what's crossing us is not just figuring out the goal or the plan to accomplish our goal. It's also telling us to be patient, put in the time to do things slowly, methodically, and correctly, and the things that you want will manifest in a much better way than they would if you just rushed through it and just said, oh, I'm done, I got it, it's over, we did it. So again, I think this is all about trying to realize that as you identify the sort of core goal of your life, the thing that's going to make you feel truly fulfilled. I'm almost surprised we don't have a star here, but I think the Ten of Cups is filling that role of this ideal. Maybe this isn't even your star. Maybe this is just a particular thing that really makes you feel complete. But once you're realizing sort of this goal that you want to move towards, this thing you want to emotionally connect with to feel fulfilled, this is a warning that you need to make sure that you are using the resources that have been provided to you, trusting that if you are patient and methodical but always moving forward, you will reach that Ten of Pentacles life that you are trying to achieve. You'll be able to build a legacy, not just, grab onto whatever this thing is for you, but you'll be able to really connect with it and build a foundation that you can long lastingly live around and share with the people that are closest to you. This won't just be a one-off thing. It's something much larger that'll last much longer in your life. And this is accomplished by taking things strategically and being patient and doing things the right way rather than getting anxious and just barreling forward and doing what you have to do, right? Don't get too much in that Page of Wands passionate energy for this thing. Make sure that we are embodying the emotional maturity and groundedness of the King of Cups, and make sure that we are listening to the warning of the Justice card and making sure that we keep a certain level of balance in our life as we progress towards this goal that we want to accomplish. So let's see what we don't see coming here. The Two of Pentacles. So this can be read as a card of expansion, but actually here I feel it more as a card of sort of juggling two different things. Whatever. I think what this is representing here is juggling that passion for wanting to achieve your goal with the responsibilities that are needed to sort of maintain yourself as you're achieving these goals, and trying to put the right weight on each of these. I think this is re-emphasizing what the Justice card is telling us and saying that what you don't see coming is just how difficult this juggling act might be for you. But if this is something that you really care about, that really makes you feel that Ten of Cups completion in your emotional space, then use the dedication of the Knight of Pentacles to move closer and closer to that dream. Put the work in to learn how to juggle these different obstacles, and eventually you'll be able to move towards the Ten of Pentacles, where you can physically manifest whatever this dream is into your reality. So that was really nice. So let's see what the Shadow deck has for us. Let's see. I don't know if you can tell, I have a little bit of a sore throat. Seems like everybody in the world is getting sick around at the same time right now, so hopefully I don't sound too stopped up or sore. This was a good reading. This is a good message. Definitely a positive message to move towards, with some grounded warnings about how best to achieve that goal. So let's see what's going on in your subconscious and see if there's anything else we can get before we close this reading out. Okay, it feels pretty good. All right, let's see what we get here. We have the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Cups again. So the Nine of Swords is the card of anxiety, nightmares, fears, and for that to be next to the Ace of Wands, I really think that as you're getting closer and closer to understanding what this Ten of Cups represents for you, you really want to go for it. You really want to take that, let's just get this over with, energy of the Page of Wands. Let's just go all in. The Ace of Wands is that energy inside of you wanting to burst out. And I think as that is trying to burst out of you, you're realizing, or you will realize, that you can't put all of your eggs in that one basket all at one time and expect to be successful. And that's going to bring on some level of anxiety, which is why this Nine of Swords is happening here. That's the pain of feeling this pull of wanting to go forward but knowing that you can't. And with the King of Cups there, again, I think this is a warning to make sure that you are staying emotionally grounded. Make sure you're being realistic about what you can accomplish. Don't work yourself too hard. Make sure that you're getting rest. Make sure that you're putting in time to do things correctly and not cutting corners. Don't let your passion get control of you. It's going to hurt. It's going to be difficult to pull your mind out of this space of wanting to go forward now. But if you get that emotional grounding, you'll find that slower, stretched out experience is going to get you more long-term expansion and growth than just going all in. Not to mention, it never it's never a bad idea to remind yourself that whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life, it's a journey, and you should appreciate that journey and enjoy the experiences, enjoy the actual quest itself, enjoy every single step. If you just jump from A to B, you're going to miss out on all those good opportunities. So I think that's another good way to sort of help keep yourself grounded at this time. And there we go. Again, we have the Three of Wands. I think what you are probably neglecting to see is just how much progress you really are making, even when you are not making what feels like steps forward. Just because you are not actively the hand that is moving one piece forward on the chessboard, that does not mean that the world is not moving in a way that is conducive to your best interest. Always be moving forward yourself. Always keep yourself oriented towards whatever it is you want to accomplish. But don't forget that there are things that are happening outside of your observations and even outside of your control that are likely in your favor as well. So stay optimistic, keep working towards your goals, and slow down and enjoy it. I think that's the general message here. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this, or hope mainly I hope it was helpful for you. But that's all I have for you today. As always, if you have any comments or feedback or anything you would like to share, please leave a comment down below. And if you have not already, please like and subscribe. And if there's anyone that you know that would appreciate and or benefit from this or any of my other videos, please feel free to share them as you see fit. But that's all I have for you today, Gemini. I hope you have a great rest of your day.